So I got a big project here to work on today. You know, this channel's called The Writing Dad, and what more of a dad thing that could there be to do than to fix appliances in the house when they break down. It's actually a good thing, you know, just doing this kind of stuff just brings me back down to earth. It's a nice little break from all the marketing and business side of things that, to be honest, my mind just isn't geared towards. My mind is geared more towards the creative side, but obviously the marketing and the business side is part of it and something that you have to do as a self-published indie person. As you guys are well aware, no one else is gonna do this for you. You're gonna have to do it yourself. And like I said at the beginning, this whole thing, this YouTube stuff that I'm doing, even though I feel really douchey about it sometimes, and you guys know that I hate being douchey, being a douchey internet salesman person, I really don't like it. But anyway, yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta do some form of it, and this makes it fun for me. Filming videos and editing videos makes things fun for me, because that's much more of my forte and what I'm good at and what I enjoy to do. So that's why I do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't get the marketing part done, and I would just be sitting like a bump on a log like I have been for the past little while. So, you guys get to see me do all this stuff, and you guys are hopefully part of the journey, coming along the journey with me, and hopefully you're enjoying the antics of all this stuff. This is part of being a real person, not just some fake internet personality. This is real stuff. This is dad stuff. Writing plus being a dad. And I hope it doesn't sound like I'm ever complaining about that, because I really do enjoy being a dad and I enjoy my regular life. So I hope you'll never hear me on one of these things whining about the kids getting in the way or real life getting in the way or something like that, because it really doesn't. I mean, this real life stuff is just all stuff that happens in between my writing, and just thought I'd share a little bit of the real me with you guys as I do this. That's the whole point. So that you see it's a real person doing this stuff. But another part of the marketing process, now that we're talking, and this is one of those things that Mark Dawson and the SBF publishing people say, is that tracking is an important part of the advertising as well. You make the ad, which you guys have seen me struggle a little bit with that. But the tracking part of it is important too. Seeing where your ad is going, and there's this thing called analytics. Again, one of those stupid fancy business terms that you gotta get familiar with. But I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my tracking, and it's one of those things that it's not huge, it's not a huge improvement or not huge different, but it is an improvement and it is a following. So I'll show you guys a little bit about that before we get into the meat and potatoes of our video here. So let's have a look. Watch YouTube. Good old YouTube. Okay, so looks like my work's cut out for me. It's pretty crazy. You know, sometimes when I think about stuff like this before I do it, I'm always thinking like I should pay somebody to come and do this. I'm gonna break something, or I'm gonna do something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing, but you know what? Every time I do something like this, even not to promote my own channel here, but YouTube is a wonderful thing, because you can just go on YouTube and watch a little video that shows you what to do, and you'll be surprised that a lot of times you can do things yourself. And I just follow all the steps, and kind of like what we're doing here with the self-publishing stuff. Just follow the steps and take your time. Don't rush. Just tinker away at it. That's what I'm doing here. And I usually shock myself, because I've got this whole dryer apart with pretty much minimal effort, and I feel pretty good about it. Right now I had to wash this thing off, so it's a little bit wet still. Can't really put that back together with some water, because electronics and all that stuff. So I think now maybe as good a time as any to take a little break from this, and we'll go check in on the analytics part of my posting and all this stuff that I've been doing lately. So come on, let's go check that out. to get the coffee on. Alrighty. Okay, let me jump into some analytics here for you. Okay, so let's go to audience. And we'll see. If you remember the last time my email list was about 16 or 17 maybe, and now it's almost doubled in size, which is pretty cool. 14 contacts that I've added myself. And this is all so far from, well, actually not, I would say 95, maybe 90% organic, just me asking people from my list. And the other 5 or 10% has been from the Facebook ad that I posted up. And we'll get a little more into that in a sec. So if you remember, I said in one of my videos that you got to remember that not everybody on your contact list is gonna really necessarily care that you wrote a book. And again, not knocking it. They might have shown a lot of support at the beginning when you first started out. And I thought it was the most amazing, the most coolest thing in the world that somebody that they knew wrote a book, and they were all over it. But by the second and the third one, they're like, oh, you're still writing books? That's cool. But you gotta generally understand that, and it's no offense to them, and it's no offense to you either. Sometimes the novelty of something wears off. And not everybody that is going to like reading or like books. You gotta understand that this thing that you're doing, self-publishing, writing books, it's cool, and there's a huge audience out there who loves to read, and it's not that it doesn't exist, but sometimes your immediate circle isn't going to be your audience. So remember that, and just don't flood everybody on your list with spam emails saying read my book, read it now, and then be kind of upset that nothing happens, because again, organically, not everybody on your list enjoys reading. It's just a fact. So what I did is I went through my list and I handpicked maybe 20 people, 30 people who I know really enjoyed the book and actually enjoyed it. From everybody and again, I love the fact that everybody supported me at the beginning. But out of those people who supported me, there was only a handful of them, a small portion, who actually, gave me positive feedback about the book, enjoyed the book. Oh, coffee's ready. While that's happening in the background, coffee's brewing. Yeah, just getting back to what I said, there was only a small portion of people who actually liked the book and said, hey man, that was a great book. When you come out with another one, things like that. Actually reviewed it, and weren't just doing it. And you could tell there was a sense that it just wasn't just out of obligation, that they actually enjoyed it. And I appreciate that, and that means a lot. So those are the kind of people that I reached out to and added to my list, not everybody. Again, what's the number one rule of this channel is don't be a social media douche. Kind of one of the last things you want, the last thing that I want, is to start losing friends on social media and start losing real friends who I'm friends with outside of work and play and all that kind of stuff, that they start to get annoyed with the constant barrage of emails and posts about my book and what I'm doing, and really, to them, who cares? And I get it. So that's the last thing you want to be. So like I said, the other 5 or 10% came from this lead gen ad that I did, that you guys might have seen the video on. You can see some analytics here, just briefly. It's not huge. I've reached not even 1,000 people yet, spending about $5 a day. And the leads that I've gotten, it even just shows you there, I've gotten about 5 people, which, isn't huge, but it's not nothing. You know what I mean? The stuff that these guys on the self-publishing group say is that, analytics and keeping track of this stuff is a huge piece of advertising. So you got to not constantly, but regularly check in on your progress and what's going on. So I ran this ad probably, I think I put it up on Thursday or Friday of this week. It's now Monday of the next week. So 5 people, that's kind of like 1 per day almost, which isn't bad. I'm happy with that. Obviously you want to see more growth, but we're just starting out, right? We're just experimenting and seeing where this goes, like I've always been saying. In here, if you come to check out BookFunnel on my dashboard, 2 people have downloaded my free book, so that's pretty cool. So again, guys, it's not really about this huge smash and growth right now. At this point, it's baby steps, it's experimenting. I'm happy with it. I mean, obviously, it's not a huge amount of progress, but it is some progress. That's nothing to turn your nose at, because you got to look at it in terms of looking at it positively. It's a step in the right direction, and I don't know if I've quite convinced myself that I was wrong about all this whole thing, but I'm seeing some positive feedback and I'm getting somewhere, so this is pretty cool to see. Anyway, keep following me over the next few weeks, months, whatever, how long it takes, and we'll keep at this stuff. We'll keep analyzing, and we'll just keep checking it out. And yeah, just stay tuned for more. Let's go check out the progress on my dad project. There, that seems to be working now and all in order. Now I can stop being dad for the day and get back to the writing. It's kind of the perfect day to stay inside and write. It's raining. I got my cup of coffee. I got my iPad. And I gotta spend the rest of the day for the next couple hours until the kids are done school, getting some writing done. Back to the basics.